Okay, I thought there were a number of difficult questions in this group from the built-in functions, so I decided I'd go through the answers just so you can see what the proper answers are and also give you an indication of how important it is whether I expect you to know this or not. Okay, so I'm going to go through the different questions. So to start off with, you were asked, what's this going to do? And if you look, then you would maybe notice that there's two different types of quotation marks used. So I am telling you guys, it's probably safest just to use those double quotes around your strings, because if you use the double quotes consistently, you're not going to end up in this problem. So if you try to run this, you get an error message. So fixing it, we can put both quotation marks the same, run it, and you don't have a problem. It will run if you change these quotation marks to the single quotes, but having two different sets of quotes is a little bit confusing, so I just say stick to the double quotes. Over here, it says modify this and write out what's that. So if you look, this works just fine. For the next one, it said to change it so that you do use an escape character. An escape character is that backslash. I wasn't too concerned about the backslash. You will have to learn it if you do Java grade 11. It's not that big a deal, but what we're doing here is we're saying there is a special character coming next. So I have a list of things that we do with these special characters. So if you see a backslash, the next one, I want you to look up what the escape meaning is. And the reason is because what if you did use those single quotes? Without the escape character, it doesn't know where your string ends. So you have to say, okay, this is not an end of my string quote. This is a print the quote. So if we run this, it will actually work. However, if you don't bother with those single quotation marks around your strings in the first place and use the double quotes, then it can distinguish where the difference between the end of your string and printing out the quotation mark. So just stick to the double quotes around your string values. Okay. Again, escape character \n. This one means don't print the n. Instead, do the escape action instead of the printing n. So action. So escape n means go to the next line. So just two separate lines. Print first, then go to the next line, then print second. All right, here we're working with the index of your character in your string. So in these square brackets, we put an index. A 6, index 6, if we count, we don't start with 1, we start with 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this last character is at what we say index 6. So we're going to print the Y. Then we're going to concatenate whatever piece this is over here. So we're going to start with the 1, index 1, and as we saw, the M is at index 0. So we're starting with the Y. Now if you subtract these, 6 minus 1, you get 5. We're going to get 5 of the characters. So Y, S, T, E, R, that's 5. These 5 characters, whoops, I just moved them. These 5 characters here are the ones that'll get printed out. And then we want to print out the character at index 0, which is the M. Running this, we end up switching the characters at the two ends. Now this question says, okay, you know what, we've got an option where we can use negative numbers for our indices instead of positive numbers. I can't see any particular reason why we would ever want to do this, and this is a question I would say I would never ever ask you about But if you want to know the answer, this is how you do it. Okay. Input upper. What is the dot upper going to do? Well, first of all, here's one thing that happens. This function allows the user to input a value. The result is you'll have a string value. Take that string value, convert it to uppercase, watch it run. Hello, I hope you are learning lots. Yeah. It's all uppercase. Notice I already had some uppercase letters and it didn't touch them. They're still uppercase. Now it says, well, we only want the first three. Running this, the same code as we had the question before, the only thing I added was the square brackets with :3 for the index. So this is the split happening here, and it says just take up to 3. So, hello, how are you? If I run this, I gotta hit enter. And I don't, what did I do? Did I press run again? Hello, how are you? Enter. There we go. It only took the first 3. Going to the next question. The question was, we have a can with a diameter of 8 centimeters and a height of 27 centimeters. Can you figure out the volume for the can? So volumes for a cylinder is take the area of the bottom, multiply it by the height to get the volume. So pow, we're going to do an exponent. So the diameter, to get the area of that circle, we need the radius. So we're going to divide by 2, first thing. So 8 divided by 2. We're going to square it. That's what the pow is for. Then we're going to multiply it by pi. I had to import pi from the math class to do that. And then last but not least, I multiply that result by 27. Running it, I get this very precise number. Okay, so now the next question says, okay, you've got that area of volume of the can. I have 8 liters of strawberry jam. How many cans am I going to need to store all these 8 liters? So one thing you have to note back here, when we ran this, there was a number that may or may not fit into 8 cans perfectly. So you're going to have to go for the ceiling. One of these cans is going to be partially full. So you're going to have to bump the number up. So 8 times 1,000 is their conversion from 8 liters to cubic centimeters, and our other numbers are all in centimeters. So now we're going to take that full amount of jam in cubic centimeters, divided by how many cubic centimeters in each can, and bump it up. And we need 6 cans. So I hope that this shed some light on what you are learning. And if you had any trouble with any of those questions, I hope that it is now clear. Otherwise, you can let me know, and you can show up on Tuesday for the class time or on Thursday and ask the question. None of you guys are brave enough to use your mics. If you have a mic, it's a lot easier just to talk back and forth instead of always reading the chat. So, I mean, it's up to you. If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine. But if you do feel comfortable, then turn your mic on and chat, because I'm so used to you guys being so noisy in class. It's very strange not to hear your voices. So anyway, I'd love to have you guys turn your mics on if you feel comfortable with it. Otherwise, I'm just fine. Keep your mics off. So I hope that this was helpful to you, and talk to you soon.